Welcome to another video. Hope everyone's doing alright and that. My quest to become a better modeler continues with the second part of Tamiya's latest and greatest car kit, the Honda Prelude. If you watch part one, you'll see I got off to a bit of a mixed bag. The paint went on absolutely fantastic. I'm over the moon with it. It was my first time using any type of lacquer-based product. And I'll tell you what, it's definitely the way to go for car bodies. It looks absolutely fantastic. It's flat, it's pretty durable. It's had a few days to dry off now and that. Yeah, fantastic. I might have to crack the blue out again to do the tops of the wing mirrors. I didn't see them in the instructions. I must have skipped it. So fingers crossed I've got enough left, because I did take a lot of paint to paint this. But yeah, fantastic. I did have a little bit of trouble putting the floor pan together. You might have seen that right at the end of session 4. I couldn't get the back axle to fit in and I broke a track rod end. So I've lost my steering. But it's all in. It's had a couple of days to dry off and it feels pretty firm. I am still going to have to be careful squeezing the wheels on, because I think one false move and it's all coming apart. Right, in this part I'm going to take it right to the end. There's quite a bit still to do, so it might be a bit of a long one, so I'll keep me waffling short. But my little plan is to work right through to the end. I'm going to start with the interior and the wheels. I haven't got their paints as such, but I am going to try and get them pretty close. I've got this LP5, I think is a semi-gloss black, but I've got the Tamiya X18, which is the same. The grey, I'm going to be swapping that out for this one, a light grey Valero. It's the lightest grey I've got. I think this interior is going to look pretty smart, you know, with the contrast and that, because these inserts are like a matte blue. So we're going to have grey and blue seats, black dashboard and that. Got the Android Auto and all that to go in. I've never put one of them in a car, so that's going to be a bit of fun in that. In fact, most of the decals for the inside, all the outside decals are these silver ones, like the Honda badge and that, the wing mirrors and the Prelude sign. But I'm going to be careful not to stick bits where I shouldn't be sticking and try and work through in order and that, so I don't get myself caught out. Things like these door cards, I've got a habit of sticking all these together then trying painting them, but this time I'm going to do it as the instructions say and that, and hopefully it'll work out better for us. Body, really chuffed with the paint. But I'm going to get the blue out again, do the tops of the wing mirrors, then stick these side skirts and that on, fantastic. Then I'm going to give it a nice coat of sealant again, hopefully it might bring a bit more shine to the paint and that. Then we're going to move on and do the windows. I did lose one of these window masks on the Porsche. I lost it twice on both kits. Hopefully I'm not going to make the same mistake again. I'm not going to try and pull all the backing off like I did the last time. That's how I lost it. I wrapped it up and I couldn't find it again. So I'm going to be trying to take them off one at a time in that. I am going to pay a lot of attention to the aim, to the light bar. I found the Porsche one really difficult. It was probably the most difficult part of that model. So I'll be paying attention to that. Hopefully I can get it a bit better than the Porsche one. And we'll bring it all together and hopefully we'll have a cracking Prelude and that. So right, grab yourself a cuppa, put your feet up, and let's see this thing come together. Fantastic. I think I'm going to leave this one here and stick it on hold for a little bit. I'm a little bit gutted, but frustration was beginning to creep in, and I began to make a couple of mistakes. I've made one major one, which is going to take a lot of sorting out. But instead of ploughing on like I normally do to the end and ending up with something I'm not really happy with, I've decided to pack it up, stick it on the shelf and come back when I've got a fresh mind and a fresh set of eyes for it. Like I say, there's a lot of things I'm happy with. In fact, I'm chuffed to bits with, especially the glass and stuff like that. Look at that glass. It's absolutely perfect. The best glass I've ever done. It's like chalk and cheese. But I ran into problems trying to stick these painted parts together, especially with the bumpers. Then I've done this. I put glue on and it leached through and it's destroyed my paintwork here. Look at that. Absolute disaster. Because this was the best paint job I've ever done on a car. Gutted. So I'm going to have to try and paint the whole body again. I don't know if I can take bits off. I'm going to try and get the windscreen and that out. But that's for a job for another video, when I've got a fresh set of eyes and a bit more enthusiasm for it. Like I said, the fun went out of it a little bit after I'd done that. And once the fun ends, you might as well just pack it up and try again later, because I'd only end up with something I'm not happy with at the end. But never mind. I think every model is going to face this decision at some point, especially when they're only learning and that. But fantastic. So right, we'll have a look at the next day video. Bit of a mystery. And we'll bring this one in. All that's left is to thank everyone for watching. If you liked it, hit likes and subscribes. Do all the YouTubey stuff for us. It wasn't the ending I was expecting giving yous, but I think it was the right way to go. I'll come back to this in a few weeks when I've got a fresh set of eyes and a bit more experience with the painted parts and that. I think it's better than ploughing on and ending up with something I'm not quite happy with. I'm not bothered about them being perfect or not, as long as I'm happy with them and I feel like I've improved a little bit. Fantastic. Next time, a bit of a mystery. We're going to be building whatever's inside this box. Absolutely fantastic. It's a little bit of an offer they've got on the AIM model shop website. Mystery boxes. This is the £50 one, the big one. Guaranteed model kit in it. So whatever in this box is what we're going to be building. So if you want to see that, hit likes and subscribes. And hopefully I'll see you next time. Ta-da.